I got way too carried away today. It is, you can see in the back there, it's about 2 in the morning. Well, okay, it's 3 in the morning. I was really meant to record a video on basically $100,000 mistake that I have made over the past year, and I think it's going to be a great one, but I'm going to leave that for tomorrow because I want to plan it out and put it properly. So today, I honestly, for the first time in a while, felt some really nice sense of momentum and direction. And I've noticed one thing, and perhaps, I think this is an observation that will take more time to see if this is really true, but I have been complaining about the fact that I've been incredibly isolated here. This is something I've said a few times on a few videos. It's not particularly fun. I don't have many friends in Lisbon. I don't live in the center. I live in like pretty far out of the city center of Lisbon. I'm in a house just with my grandfather, living with him. I have felt very bored, but I also know that like when I scroll for way too long or whatever, like I really don't like myself, and these things bother me. And so I have gotten rid of a lot of these distractions, even though, every once in a while I'll bring them up. But like I have Instagram banned and YouTube banned, and on my phone especially, and I have just been bored out of my mind. And this has left me going in circles, but kind of coming back to the business and stuff like that. And honestly, the quiet has been really helpful. This is not to say that being with other people is bad, because I'm a big believer in that. And I kind of like, actually, if anything, I've said to many people, like, go and network and make friends with people who can level you up and so forth. However, a few weeks of quiet and honestly just like getting bored out of my mind and being like, okay, what the hell do I do, has got me into a place where I've finally started to see some things. There's like 3 different things right now which I'm trying for some more lead generation. I am also really doubling down on how I can scale the agency, particularly because I realize it's ultimately where I can add the most value for the world around me. It's where I have the most experience, and where if somebody comes to me and says, hey, can you do this thing, or can you teach me how to do this thing? I can tell you with confidence that, yeah, I can, I've done this before and so forth. So it's been a very long-winded way round back, but there's also a lot of key changes that I want to make and that I am making. I have, for the first time, I think some clear direction in terms of like where I can actually kick off a little bit of decent lead generation and score some kind of work relatively quickly. In all honesty, I'm excited. I've been working a lot on revamping some stuff that's been outdated, and I think it's going to come together very nicely. What else? I've got a rough idea of a plan that I want to try and follow through with for about a year, which is a decently long time horizon relative to the way that I've been thinking about things the past like 8 weeks, 12 weeks, where it's been like kind of taking 1 week at a time. And I've been very, very happy about this, because I think at least seeing some kind of path is really nice to plan things. And I'm also, actually, this is a kind of separate thing, but I'm starting to think a lot more about how to plan financially as well. One thing that I got into the habit of doing, and I think most people do this, is like you make some money, and then because I run a business, my money comes up and down. Establishing predictability in that and realizing the things that I want to save for, the things that I don't, think is really good practice. I, of course, have some savings, but I generally have not been very disciplined in making them happen regularly, and also how I want to allocate them and so forth. And so I'm, in general, just wanting to plan a lot more things around this and make like a kind of year-long plan, even just a vague one. And I'm actually quite excited to get back into the agency stuff and just kind of like solve the problems that I can get my hands on. It feels good to be in an area of competency. I will say that. I think that's something big that I was missing. It's just I was like paying attention to all of these things that seemed shiny and seemed cool because other people talk about them, and there's so much hype, and oh, this got funded, that got funded, and it's so distracting. Do what you're good at. There is a part of me which thinks, okay, like how do I play this out in the long run to build a career that I am happy with? Because I also don't envision just building a kind of agency forever, but also I should really just build off the back of this and not deviate too much. I think there will be better ideas that pop up as I continue into this. That said, thank you for all the recent comments. There's been more than usual, and I appreciate it. I'm going to reply to those tomorrow morning as well. But for the time being, I need to get myself to sleep so that I don't completely screw over my day tomorrow. All right? That said, have a great rest of your day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching.